Dear psychiatrist, dear Jesus, I got Asperger's. I tend to develop deep emotional connections with inanimate objects and ideas about myself that y'all normal people only develop with other people. I love my ideas about who I should be, my private property, more than I do 90% of the human race. More than 90% of the human race. In other words, if I had to choose between a whole country of people I have who are nameless, faithless, dying, or me, if I was a good-looking guy losing my good looks, I'd say, I'm sorry, you got to take. I'd say I'd hate it, but I'd feel bad, but I'd keep my good looks and sacrifice the country. Where's the payoff? There's more payoff to me being the good-looking guy than that whole country staying alive. They don't know me. I don't know them. They don't love me. I don't love them. They're just nameless faces. So what? I have an idea about what I must be whole, perfect. And what is this? I must be a good-looking guy to the hottest of the girls, the most picky of the girls, the high school girls, the college girls, the top notch. I'm not talking about just the average one. I'm talking about the cream of the crop, top notch. I gotta be as good-looking to them as they are to me. I gotta have longer forms than those alpha females, the same girls. I gotta have my hair, full head of hair, be good looking. And I gotta have this while I'm looking in my 20s. I once had my trails, my childhood home, my neighborhood, and when I had that, whenever I went to Los Angeles in the hood, there was a beauty. The beauty of going to exotic places like the hood, Los Angeles, the beach. The beauty of those places was magnified because when I knew after I explored, I would always be able to come home to my familiar setting, to my house at 1410 Farming Road, the trees, the church at the end of the road with the trees that lined on the near edge of the church where they used to have get-togethers. And the trails in the woods. I started just exploring when I was 12 years old. I could just come back home and chew my cud. How wonderful I had it. The only thing I was missing was I was not a good-looking guy. Now, had I had that and the longer forms, I would have had it all. And I would not be so desperate today. You see, I never had it all. But now I've lost my home at 1410 Farmgate Road. They cut down the tree, the precious tree that I planted when I was a kid. The plum tree. Now, I'd always wanted a plum tree in my yard. I used to be jealous of the plum tree in my next door neighbor's yard, Miss Wiggins. I used to wish we had a purple plum tree like that. And finally, my grandma or someone gave me one, and my next door neighbor, knowing I had always wanted a plum tree, came to help me plant it. Such good memories, processed memories. These times are worth more to me than $100 million. There's more payoff, and my next door neighbor coming over to help me plant that tree, my next door neighbor and my mom and dad and grandma, than $100 million could do. And now the tree has been cut down by Milton Fields before he sold the house. Now, all I can get now to be complete is to be a good-looking guy, have the long forms while looking in my 20s. When I was young, I never had the chest to young it up. I never dated. The girls laughed at me because I looked goofy and like everybody thought I was gay because the way I wore my hair, parted to the side. That's why I'm not part my hair to the side. I look goofy and gay. I'd walk, and I'd notice the good-looking girls. I'd spare glass in them. One time I did that, and she did this to me. One time I was walking, I looked at a girl, tall, blonde, long arms, at the auto repair shop. She was with the two guys, and she was looking at the guys giggling at me. I will pay any price to get that youth glory, being a hot guy, having long forms, having a chance to young up. I never had the chance to young up. Yeah, I will either get that or I will die trying to get that. God may take it from me, but He'll have to take it from my dead and dying cold fingers. I fight Him all the way until He forces me to give it up, like Jacob fighting the angel. He'll win, but it won't it won't be because I just surrendered it to Him. Let Him. Please be paying. It's my retarded brother.
Call from wireless caller.
My hateful retarded brother. He hates me. Fuck him. And anyways, now that I've lost my childhood home and I do not have the good looks, yes, when I go to the beach, Los Angeles, the hood, there's a beauty, but the beauty is not as beautiful. The sun does not shine as beautiful and bright as it used to when I had my house at 1410 Farmgate Road, when I had my trails in the woods that I made all by myself, from the woods in my neighborhood at 1410 Farmgate Road all the way over a mile long to the church on the dirt road. They tore down the church. They prayed the dirt road and named it in honor of Felix Harvey. Now, Felix Harvey was the greatest crook, greatest swindler, greatest scumbag. He took property from widows and the poor and fucked them over in life. And no doubt he's burning in hell right now. Felix Harvey was a fucking scumbag. And how ironic that they took from me something precious from me to build a road at 4-lane highway in his honor. I curse you, Felix Harvey. I curse the city of Kinston. I curse the North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles. I curse the Global Transport part. I curse Spirit Enterprises. I curse the people who are. I cursed a man. I went to visit him, and he was hateful to me. At 1410 Farmgate Road, I cursed him. That's why he has to get off of 1410 Farmgate Road. Even with Jesus in me, if I did not have, I got Asperger's. Remember, if Jesus, now Jesus fills the spot that not even all these things can fill. But don't you forget, I'm also living in this world. To be complete in this world and in my mind, I gotta. Now, if only I could get my good looks, long forms, looking young. If God could get back what I lost, and farm the gate neighborhood. Now, could God do it? I really don't know. Yeah. God could give me back my plum tree. Everything I had. But God could also raise Abraham Lincoln from the dead and make him my next president. Translation, there's some things that God just won't do. Can't do because it would violate His gentleness and holiness and sense of honor. When mankind sinned, this world was turned over into the hands of the devil. So God runs His world operating by the law of chance and average, and by the laws of this world. He could override them, but since he's given this world over to the devil and death, he lets the devil and death run this world. And for him to bring back my tree, what, could he go back in time and bring back my tree and plant it? No, not could he, would he? Would he? Could he do this? Yes. Could he do this and still maintain his integrity as holy? Since he's given this world over to the devil. But he bought it back with the blood of Jesus Christ. But still, just because this world is God's and not the devil's, you can't go and on your own accord and command Satan to be bound and going to hell forever and ever. God's going to do this in God's timing. But I wish you'd give it back to me. Right now, I just settle for having the good looks, my hair back, looking in my 20s. God can do that, or he's not God. Sometimes, if I believe in God, if I believe strong enough, God can use my faith to break the laws of nature, to break the laws, because he's using what's in this world, me. He can use your faith to be his hands and feet in this world. And do so without violating his integrity as God. Man, I hope you all understand what I'm saying. I hope I'm making myself clear. And it's hard to find the words to describe what I'm trying to fucking say.